Ha! You thought we were done, didn't you? No, friends, this is not a joke. This is not a fake video. This is the real deal. We are back with more Persona 5 Royal, and I would like to let you know, our series is not completely over. We may have finished the main story. We may have experienced the true ending of Persona 5 Royal, but that doesn't mean that we are done. In fact, essentially for me, this means that I'm at the halfway point. Does that mean there's going to be 166 more videos? Absolutely not. I will not put you all through everything again. But there are still some things that we need to go over with New Game Plus. I will be going through New Game Plus and I will be showing off everything that New Game Plus has to offer. However, because of what I am going to be covering, some of the details of New Game Plus are going to be disconnected and, in my perspective, relatively disjointed. So it is going to take me some time to get the videos for New Game Plus together. Especially since some of the things that I need to do to get through New Game Plus and show everything off are pretty far apart in the story, relatively speaking. So do forgive me if there's a bit of an inconsistent upload schedule for Persona 5 Royal videos, but trust me, Editor Griffin and I are working hard on them. But if you want to see some of the stuff that goes in between, while I am working on Persona 5 Royal New Game Plus, I will be live streaming some of the specific sections that I do not need to re-show. This is mostly include palace stuff, but you never know. I could be showing specific outings. You never know what's going to happen with the live stream. So be sure to check them out. I will always be sure to announce preemptively when I'm going to be doing them. But that's not the main purpose of today's video. Today's video is for me to go over with you all what exactly is New Game Plus, and what exactly are the benefits of playing in New Game Plus. So, the first thing I would like to do is talk about what carries over to New Game Plus, because in New Game Plus, a lot of stuff carries over from what you obtained in your initial playthrough. I would like to go over that. First of all, let's talk about the Persona Compendium. The Persona Compendium is that little compilation and list of all the personas that you have registered, either by taking them as a mask or fusing them for yourself. When you start New Game Plus and get access to the Persona Compendium, you will have access to all the personas that you had at the end of the game. So every persona that you've ever registered, even stuff from the third semester that were only available there and then, will be available for you to make, summon, do whatever you need them to do. And just a small little tip, you do want to be sure that you log all the Strength Confidant personas before you start New Game Plus with the skills that they need, so that way you can just get the Strength Confidant taken care of in one fell swoop. Another thing that carries over regarding personas is their elemental affinity data. During the main story, we had to pretty much do a lot of analysis and trial and error, and while there were some specific skills that identified the affinities right away, either through Futaba's efforts or from Akechi's Confidant, there's a lot of trial there that we still had to do. But luckily, all elemental data affinity regarding personas and shadows that we fight will carry straight over, once you get through the tutorial sections of Kamoshida's Palace, that is. But personas are not the only thing that carry over. There's a lot of specific aspects of your stats that will carry over. So the biggest one are your social stats. The social stats, as they were at the end of Persona 5 Royal, will carry over into New Game Plus, in whatever state it is. Unfortunately for my stuff in the playthrough, we weren't quite able to max out the Guts social stats, so I will have to do a little bit of work with that in my New Game Plus. But everything else is maxed out, which is great because that means we can engage in certain confidants early on, especially with certain things like Kawakami, Iwai, and Makoto that require high levels of a specific stat in order to interact with them. But that's not the only stat that carries over. Any and all HP and SP increases that we gained during our time training at home, training at the gym, or spending time at the temple in Kichijoji, all of those carry over to New Game Plus. And I'm pretty sure that Maruki and Sumire's HP and SP increases also carry over as well. So While we still will be getting them during New Game Plus for a myriad of reasons, we can keep the original we had and we can add more if we want. Additionally, all the stat boosts that I got for my friends in the Jazz Club during the time spent during the main story, all of that carries over too. All of your companions will retain their stat and HP and SP bonuses from all the times you took them to the Jazz Club. However, they will not keep the skills that they learned from the Sunday cocktails, but there is a way for you to bypass this. Even though they don't initially start with the skills that they gave from the Sunday cocktails, if you go to the church that we usually meet up with Fumi with, and go to the confessional, you can actually spend time with your party members and have them relearn those effects. This is going to be super helpful, as a lot of the key abilities that you would want to get on your party members have already been attained. So by just spending a couple of nights with them, we can get it taken care of, and that frees up a vast majority of our free time, because we don't have to spend Sunday with them to gain specific skills. Not that I won't be taking advantage of the Jazz Club in some specific situations, but still. Additionally, let's talk about items, and more importantly, your equipment. All of your weapons, armor, and accessories that you had by the end of Persona 5 Royal will stay with you. They don't automatically start you with these items as far as like being re-equipped, so you will have to manually re-equip all your best stuff to your party members. But this can make going through palaces a lot easier, as you have stuff that can easily one-shot your enemies straight away just from normal melee attacks. Your gun customizations are a little bit of a tricky matter. You will still have to talk to Iwai and get his confidant far enough in to unlock the gun customizations. However, if you do have any guns that already have customizations on them, those customizations will carry over. Additionally, your skill cards will carry over. Any and all skill cards that you have obtained will carry over. Plus, if there are any skill cards that you've already had Yusuke duplicate at any point, as soon as you start as confidant, you will instantly be able to access those skill cards, as if he had already painted them before, because technically he did. Additionally, there are some specific items that you need for certain minigames, like the specialty dart that you can buy with the darts minigame or the jump cue for the billiards board. Those specific items are already carried over. So even though we did have to purchase them in the main game in order to be able to use them, starting New Game Plus, we already have them right from the start. The permit pick is also carried over, so we don't have to worry about having to make any more lockpicks for the entirety of New Game Plus. Plus, any and all money that you had at the end of the main story will also carry over. And then there's a matter of key items. Oh boy, key items are super important. These do carry over, every single one. And the main reason I bring that up is because of two specific matters. One is the matter of the Christmas gifts that you get. If you have the key item for a specific character from your Christmas time, in my case, the canon character for this game's ending was Makoto, and you keep that with you in the New Game Plus, you will get an additional bit of friendship points when you spend time with them during the confidant. So whenever I do Makoto's confidant again, I will be getting some extra friendship points just because I spent Christmas with her in a different timeline. However, there's also the matter of those key items that we got at the very end of the story, which I highly recommended that you get. What do these key items do? Oh, nothing much. They just allow you to obtain the vast majority of the benefits that you would gain from completing their confidant. This is huge, as it opens up a lot of free time for you, as there are some specific confidants that you don't have to do at all, and you can reap the benefits from them as if you had completed them entirely. This is super helpful for a myriad of reasons, but let's go over the confidants you still need to complete. First of all, you still need to complete Sumire's, Akechi's, and Maruki's confidants at the specific times that you need to. Just as a reminder, you need to get Sumire's confidant to rank 5, Akechi's confidant to rank 8, and Maruki's confidant to rank 9 before November 18th, at which point on November 18th, Maruki will rank it up with you one more time. This is for two reasons. One, because you still need to do those confidants in order to unlock the third semester, which you need to do in order to be able to get the most out of New Game Plus. But also, as I mentioned at the end of the last episode, it is not possible for you to actually get a farewell gift from Sumire, Akechi, or Maruki for different reasons. So you still need to complete their confidants properly as if you had never worked with them for the first time. But there are some specific confidants that I would actually actively recommend you do not do, because the only reason that you would want to get it is because you really just want that Arcana burst. Not to say that there isn't any intrinsic satisfaction doing it, but there are some specific ones that I recommend doing and ones I recommend you do not do. So let's get the obvious ones out of the way. So first of all, I hate to say it, Mishima, you don't need to do Mishima's Confidant. It is 100% not worth your time to do it at all. You get all the benefits from him straight away. There's no point. Another one I would recommend not doing is Yoshida's Confidant or the Sun Confidant. You don't want to do that either, because again, there's no point in doing it unless you really just want to complete it intrinsically. You get all of his benefits from him straight away, and there really is no point otherwise. The only reason I would recommend doing either of these two confidants is if you had not made Sandalphon or Ashura for whatever reason. Another couple of people I would recommend not doing is Shinya Oda, Awai, and the Devil Confidant. I can't even remember her name. Edward Griffin put it on screen. Unfortunately, I was not able to complete either the Hangman Confidant or the Devil Confidant. So I will be doing both of those during the New Game Plus playthrough. And even though those episodes are going to once again be pretty disjointed, I will be taking every opportunity to get it taken care of as quickly as I can. You will be seeing the Devil and the Hangman Confidant taken care of before we end the series altogether. That pretty much takes care of it for most of them. However, the people I also recommend doing are your party members. Now, a lot of the benefits that you gain from having your party members maxed out still do apply to you. You still get a lot of stuff that you would get outside of palaces and battles. Yusuke will still provide his services early on. Haru will still be able to plant vegetables in a timely manner early on, and you'll still be able to... That's actually pretty much it. But you get all the in-battle benefits too. But their personas will not evolve, and they will not be able to get access to their evolved exclusive skills until you max out their confidant at an appropriate time. So even though you get a lot of the benefits, you still want to be sure to max out your party members' confidants, even though there's no point otherwise. This is not something that I went in detail at all, but there are Velvet Room challenge battles that you can do. I never did this during the main story, and I actually feel really bad about not doing it, but I will be taking time during New Game Plus to show as many of them off as I reasonably can. But if we did do any of them, all of the benefits and rewards that we get from them will carry over too. So if you want to do them again, you're more than welcome to, but objectively, you don't need to. But here's the big one that I'm most excited about. The memento stamps. If you collected all the memento stamps, or any number of memento stamps for a specific area, that will carry over as well. So you don't have to do all the memento steps again. We get all the benefits from Jose straight away, so we can just grind mementos and get our level to a ridiculous number very, very early on. This is super, super helpful. Now, what do I intend to accomplish in New Game Plus? What do I want to show off? First of all, as I mentioned earlier, I am going to be doing the Hangman and the Devil Arcanas to their completion. It was just a kind of unfortunate timing that I was not able to complete a Wise Confidant, and the Devil Confidant, I made no secret I was actively trying to not do, because I still stand by the notion that it is not worth doing. There are some specific things, however, that I do need to complete the Devil Confidant in order to do, so we are going to be doing both. Another thing I will be doing are the Velvet Room challenge battles. I will be going over them in as much detail as I can, and I'm pretty sure there are some specific ones that you really, really do want to see. I will also be going over the Thieves' Den. That is something that was not exclusive to New Game Plus, but I didn't show it at all during the main story because I wanted to be able to go through it in as much detail as I can without potentially spoiling anything, especially once you see how the Thieves' Den looks once we enter it. Because I did do some customization when I played through Persona 5 Royal for the first time, and your playing it on a specific file is pretty much irrelevant. Additionally, there are 2 specific super bosses that are exclusively available to New Game Plus, and during those times, I will be attempting the super bosses, and just as an extra incentive for you all to watch, I will be doing those specific bosses on Merciless difficulty. I will be doing everything I possibly can to prepare for that. I do not feel confident in my ability to do it, but I'm gonna try. And I'm going to put my absolute best foot forward in being sure that I am as feasibly ready as possible. You guys are hopefully in for an amazing show when we get to that. But like I said, a lot of these specific elements that I do want to show off are pretty disconnected and disjointed. I have no way of controlling what I will show and when, because it really depends on how long it takes for me to get from point A to point B in a specific thing I want to show. But I am going to do it, and I want to assure you that I will be doing it in as timely and efficient a manner as I can. So during this time, I do ask for your patience and understanding. But we are nearly there, and I will show off everything I possibly can from this game. And I hope you all will watch next time on Persona 5 Royal. Hope to see you guys then.